Hello, YouTube and the tribes of the horror realm, and apparently probably Facebook at this point. It's been a long time since we've done a video. Probably a really, really long time. I can't remember the last time. Again, Google Plus just kind of ruining things. Anyhow, this is our convention recap. Last weekend? Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Last weekend we made the trek. Yes, it was actually. That's how bad my memory is. Last weekend we went out to Cherry Hill, New Jersey for Monster Mania 27. Now, we actually didn't really plan on going to this one. However, a couple things changed our minds. One was Monster Mania decided to take a stand against the rage of professional photo shoots, where you pay an extra amount of money to stand right next to a star for all of maybe 3 or 4 seconds while they click a quick prom-like picture and off you go. So they decided not to do that, as well as Teresa was going to have to go for some surgery on that Monday, so we figured, hey, it would be a chance for her to take her mind off things and have a great weekend. The person she wanted to meet the most was Melissa McBride from The Walking Dead. Well, as things would have it, Melissa McBride canceled. Your surgery got postponed. So we just went for the hell of it and be able to see some good friends that we haven't seen since it is now convention season is in full swing. So we went down there and of course met up with our partners in crime, 410 Goodfella and Mark 13 the Bear. We went for first on Friday. We had decided to hit the most popular ones, which would be the Walking Dead cast. In this case, it was that we wanted to get was Chad Coleman, who played Tyrese, and Emily Kinney, who played Beth. They also had Scott Wilson and Chandler Riggs as well. We were in there pretty early and weren't too far in line for Chad Coleman and waited until he showed up. Chad, I might as well air this right now. My big grievance with The Walking Dead, besides all the walkers that go to these things specifically just for The Walking Dead and really could care less about anyone else in the place, is it's the inflated egos and the inflated pricing. Coleman was $40 for a signature, as well as an additional $20 to take a picture. So all told, for a combo deal, $60, which is just outrageous considering there are a lot of great genre people out there that are doing it for $20 for the combo deal. So needless to say, we decided to balk on getting the picture taking because, my general belief was, if you're paying you for a couple seconds to scrawl your signature, you can at least smile for a camera for a quick shot. At that point, Emily Kinney had not arrived yet, so we decided to make our way to some other guests. Where did we go from there?
We saw the guy from...
we went... Yep.
Freddy vs. Jason.
Right, so the next one was Chris Marquette, who starred as Lindemann in Freddy vs. Jason. We had to add him to our Friday the 13th piece. And here's a perfect example of someone that is $20 for the combo deal, which is most of C&B Promotions clients.
He's very nice. He's very chatty. It was great.
Yeah, he was a really cool kid. He saw the death poster and thought it was really cool, the concept and all, so he was trying to formulate what he would write. As he said, basically he got bitch slapped by Jason onto a conveniently placed metal pole. which is pretty much what he wrote on there. So it's the poster's kind of taken a life of its own, and it's kind of funny how people perceive their deaths and how they script them out on there. So we chatted with Chris for a while, and he was always a fan of these films, so he was real thrilled to get a chance to be part of this, at the time, a epic confrontation by the two big slashers. After that, we went and saw, it was Dee Wallace. Of course, Dee is one of our genre's modern-day scream queens.
Mm-hmm.
She has been in so many. She does great work, and she still looks fantastic.
Yeah, she looks awesome for her age.
We were in line, and I'll quickly tell you a funny story. Gentleman in front of us wanted her to sign his Hills Have Eyes piece, and he said, "Could you sign your name and the character name?" And you could tell from the look on her face, she had no idea who the character was. And the guy and his buddy had no idea who the character was. So they had to find some nerd that would know what the character's name was. Which I did lean forward and say, it was Lynn Wood. Lynn with an E. And Dee was, at first she's like, "Oh, you're good." And she jotted that down. They took a picture with her, and his friend decided, "Oh, I'm going to grab that picture from the Critters from you, and I'll get it signed." And he asked to do the same thing, and then there he was again, that look. Not remember the character, so once again, Helen Brown. By this point, Dee's like, "You're scaring me." But I said, "Nah, it's Convention 101. You have to know the character's name. You can't expect the actor to remember the character they played 30 years ago, what have you." So finally we got a chance to meet her and get her to sign a few things. I had her sign one of my Critter pieces, as well as, I'm not going to pull it all out, but the Howling One sheet. She did remember the Karen White name. And of course, when we got up there, she introduced herself and said, "What's your name?" To which I completely forgot what my name was. I can remember every one of Dee Wallace's characters, but not my own name. So she had fun with that one. Great lady. If you ever go to a convention, you got to stop by and see Dee Wallace. She's been in so many great pictures, and she's so friendly.
We also had to sign one of our Critters posters too.
Which I did explain.
Oh, I didn't know you said that. I didn't hear you.
Stay with us.
It's been a long weekend.
So after that, we went over to see
the Leatherfaces.
The Leatherfaces. They had a reunion of some of the actors that portrayed Leatherface. They had Gunnar Hansen, who was in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Bill Johnson, who did most of the non-operating saw work in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. R.A. Mihailov, who did said role in Part 3. Of course, Robert Jackson, Part 4, has passed away, so not available at this point.
Gunnar Hansen was there too, but we already got him on the top.
Are you not listening to what I say?
I'm telling you, I'm just trying to talk too, because every time we do these things, I don't have anything to say.
All right.
Because you take over.
All right, which is fine. Then you can say the next one. Don't start at the beginning, which I already covered. They don't want to know what we just said.
You already mentioned all of them.
No, I mentioned Gunnar Hansen, Bill Johnson.
Oh, Daniel Mayoff, is it? Forget his last name.
And you want to talk more.
No, Daniel Yeager.
There you go. Tell him where he's from.
He's from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the most recent one.
Which is called Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw.
No massacre.
I don't know the name
Only
of
you
the
in this
movie.
video.
I know the person who played it.
Okay. Anyhow, did you have a favorite amongst them?
Yes, Daniel Yeager was my favorite.
Yeah, he was very chatty, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He was very informative.
Yeah, so we ended up adding to the chainsaw that we had Gunner sign last year. So we got them chronologically going right across. Um, what was funny is, of course, one thing that hasn't been mentioned was the Leatherface portrayed in the Michael Bay movies, and it seems that they all like to seem to poke fun at that gentleman, and for the fact that he never used a real chainsaw in the film. Again, they're very, very nice guys. I had seen RA in almost 9 years. It was the first time meeting Dan Yeager, who's a tall drink of water.
Oh yeah, he's huge.
Bill Johnson, really, real nice guy, very knowledgeable. Would you say very intelligent guy?
Yeah.
We also went and met John Hurd, who apparently has just started doing conventions. You may remember him from films like Chud, The Father in Home Alone, and he played the role of George in one of our favorite B-schlock films, Sharknado. So we added him to our Sharknado piece. Really thrilled with getting this piece signed. Hoping to add Ian Ziering and Tara Reid eventually. Answered all our questions, but not the most chatty guy.
No.
Probably just needs to get used to relaxing at these things a little bit.
He's a little pricey though too. Don't you think?
Yeah. It depends. Compared to some, yes. Compared to Walking Dead, no. There are a few we had to kind of tank back on because, for whatever reason, like Tony Todd has now decided he's $50 for a picture and a photo. Autograph and a photo, sorry. It's a little much, in my opinion. But one of the true treats at the event was they were doing a tribute to Vincent Price. And in attendance was his daughter, Victoria Price, who we had the pleasure of chatting with for a while, and her telling us stories about her dad just made us appreciate Vincent so much more. And we decided to get a little piece with her, and we went and had a buddy of ours who is a noted Vincent Price fan and artist, Joel Robinson, picked up one of his pieces and ended up having Victoria sign that. And so we really were thrilled to get a chance to meet her.
And then she also, we're on a waiting list for the autobiography she wrote of her father, and also the legacy book.
Biography.
Biography. I said biography.
You said autobiography.
All right, biography. It was a mistake, not a big thing.
I'll give you a big thing. The poster behind you is the big thing. We also met Louis Teague. They did a Cujo reunion, and which was the reason why Dee Wallace was there, Danny Pintaro, David Hugh Kelly, and the director Louis Teague. But Louis Teague also directed one of my favorite creature features, which is Alligator. So we had him sign that one sheet over there. Hopefully I nailed it in the first shot.
I also chatted with Danny Pintaro for a little while, because I do remember him from Who's Boss, and we had a lovely conversation about that. And later on in the convention, he remembered who I was and said hello.
Hello.
I had to share that. It was very exciting for me.
You're a very excitable person. You saw a guy dressed as the Cheeto Cheater and you were thrilled. That's a story for another time. Yeah, she chatted with Danny while I talked shop with Louis Teague about directing and where he was coming from when he was doing Alligator. He seemed pretty thrilled to be discussing the film. I'm sure it's not always one of those films that gets brought up all the time, but truly was a fun film. So I think then we actually did get to see Emily Kinney when she arrived. It was quite a line, but of course, Buddy Mark the bear, he was able to sneak us in line with him, and we got her on the Walking Dead piece that we had, and decided in this case we'll spend a little more money. We'll get the photo with her and share the photo off with Mark, because it's great to have a photo with all the friends in there as well. So we did that.
And then there was one more guest we saw. C.J. Graham. Jason Vick. I've met C.J. Many times. He's my favorite Jason. And it was just great to see him again. And I got to take a picture with him and also get my hug.
There you go. And so that was about it. Just didn't do a whole heck of a lot. I kind of forgot everything else that I planned on doing. Like, I wanted to get a shirt while I was there. Or there was something else I wanted to go back to pick up. I just never ended up doing it. And we just decided to head home after the next day after we watched the Q&As. Q&As were pretty interesting.
Yeah.
We got to see the first Q&A from Louise and Lisa Burns, who played the Grady sisters, the Grady twins in The Shining, as well as a always entertaining Q&A with Robert Englund, and in this case a rather inebriated Robert Englund, which was really fun. You have one more thing you want to show, right?
Yes. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm really big Wizard of Oz fan. I love different variations of movies and books, whatever. So I picked up this book for $6, and it's called The Wicked Witch of Oz. It's probably a children's story, but I had to get it because it was some variation of the Wizard of Oz. So I wanted to show that to everybody.
So that's it. That's a long in the tooth video, but what the hell? We haven't done one in a long time. Consider it like watching 3 smaller ones. That's it for now, and we will be back next month for certain, as we are going to be headed to Jersey once again. This time to
Chiller.
Thank you very much for watching.
Bye.
Trademark Tattoo Dorman, 2013.